Namaste. In this video, let's discuss the account classification for the treatment of provisions. Before that, in the last video, we discussed interest of two categories, which the first one is income collected but not due in current year, which means we received next financial year income in the current year. Then how to treat, we'll see later. But whatever the next month income or next financial year income which we received in current year are considered as rebate on discount. Okay, for time being, which is known as next financial year income which we received in current year is known as rebate. For time being, this is the sufficient. Then income due but not yet received. Here, this is the scenario to which we are discussing in this video. Now, income due but not yet received. Here, let's assume customer defaulted the payment on the due date. Then how to consider? Let's say he took the personal loan and today was last week. Let's take an example of 1st April was the due date. The customer failed to pay. Then today is the 14th April. Till now he has not given the money. Then how to consider even after due date if the customer is not paying? How to consider this income as, and as the number of days, let's say next month 24th May he has not made the payment, assuming that, let's say after 3 months also he has not done any payment, let's assume 1 year he has not done the payment, then how to consider? This is what we are going to discuss now. Here, number of days as increases, the amount receivable, we doubt on those income. Yes or no? We expect this may lose money. Let's assume if it is 100 rupees, we expect in 14th April we might receive only 98 rupees. As number of days increases, let's say after 3 months we might receive only 95 rupees. We assume that at least we receive 95 rupees, that's sufficient. After 1 year, we assume that at least 90 rupees if we receive now, that's a great thing. Then we are expecting, we are losing money as number of days are increasing. We may lose or we may not lose, but we are expecting that as a bank. Now, with the same thing which we expect we might lose, on the same thing we create what? Expected losses are treated through provisions. Now, in the general business, accountant used to take the decisions on percentage of provision to be created. Here, Banking Regulation Act specified specific percentage for the duration. With the duration, let's say up to 90 days they classify asset under specific category. After 90 days they categorize into different category. This is what we are going to discuss in this video. Asset classification. Here, while application of funds, your assets are nothing but advances are nothing but loans and advances. Is that clear? Now, classification for the treatment of provision. Now, advances are categorized into two categories. We provide provisions from when after the due date, not before the due date, after the due date. Here we classify from due date to 90 days. Here after 90 days. Clear? For this, they name it as performing asset. Here they name it as non performing asset. Clear? Here performing asset is also known as standard asset. Standard asset. Here standard assets has four categories. First category, here you can write down for your purpose, loan based on purpose. Loan based on purpose. Let's say for agriculture, real estate. Real estate. Under real estate, there are two categories. One is residential. Residential purpose or for commercial. Commercial. Then the third category, third category is restructured. Restructured. Fourth category, others. Now, Banking Regulation Act says if it is agriculture purpose loan, then provide provision for 0.25%. If it is a real estate, under real estate, if it is for residential purpose, then provide for 0.75% loan. If it is commercial purpose, then provide for 1% loan. Restructured means the client, before he was NPA, non-performing asset, he was not prompt in paying loans, but now he is paying loan promptly. But this is the time he made again defaulted the payment. Then provide for 5%. If it is others, then 0.4%. Here, if nothing is specified, then we consider this as others. The category as others. Clear? Again, under non-performing asset, we have to concentrate on, we classified into three groups: substandard, this is when after 90 days being an asset as performing asset, after the due date 90 days has been completed, after the 90 days then it is considered as substandard asset. 90 days to plus 1 year, which means after 90 days we consider till 1 year or 12 months, it will be under substandard asset. Here we need to concentrate two categories. One is it secured or not? First one, secured, unsecured. Unsecured. And the third category is escrow account. If it is escrow account, then we need a different treatment. Here If it is secured, then 15% provision need to be created. If it is unsecured, if it is unsecured, if it is unsecured, then 25% need to be created a provision. If it is escrow account, then 20% provision. Let's assume that even after 90 days, even after even after 90 days being an asset as a substandard asset for 1 year from 90 days, even then if we not received, then up to 3 years we considered as doubtful assets. Doubtful assets here, 90 days to 1 year considered as substandard. After this 3 years, is that clear? After this 3 years we considered as doubtful. Here also two category, not as secured and unsecured and escrow account. Here we consider first category as secured, and the second category as unsecured. But under the secured category, we classify based on timeline. Let's say up to 1 year. This is one category. The next category is 1 year to 3 years and more than 3 years. Is it clear? Based on this, provision need to be created. Okay, anyway. Here, if it is up to 1 year, then 25%. If it is 1 year to 3 years, then 40%. If it is more than 3 years, then 100%. If it is unsecured and a doubtful, then 100%. Clear? Then we have last category, loss assets. For this, there is no timeline. Even after doubtful assets, until the bank believes that the client may repay, it will consider under doubtful. But after 3 years, we considered as 100% provision need to be created. Then the day when the bank loses the trust on the client, then it is going to considered as loss assets. The provision is 100%. Is that clear till here? Now, based on the same, let's discuss with the problems. Yes, the advances are classified into, okay, small recap. Advances are classified into performing assets and non-performing assets. Under performing assets, we classified under standard assets. Under standard assets, based on the purpose why the bank has given the loans, based on that purpose, we are going to create a provision. If it is for agriculture loan which has been defaulted and it is within 90 days from the due date, then we provide 0.25% as a provision. If it is for real estate, then we classify into two. One is residential purpose, the other one is commercial purpose. If it is for residential purpose, then 0.75%. If it is commercial, then 1%. Restructured is a sense the client before, let's say in the last a year or in the last loan tenure, he was NPA, but in the current loan he was paying promptly, but this time he has defaulted the payment. Then we considered him as a restructured account. For those, we need to provide provision for 5%. The other category, if it is not belonging above these categories, then we consider it as others, and in the problem if it is not specified anything, then we consider it as other, and we provide for 0.4%. This is about standard assets. Under non performing assets, we have again three categories: substandard, doubtful, and loss assets. Here there is no timeline until bank trust the client. The day the bank loses the trust, it is the trust, then it is going to considered as loss assets, loss asset. Here 90 plus day, from 91 day 1 year has been calculated. After 90 days, again from fresh, 91st day is considered as day 1, and till 365 days it is considered as non performing asset under substandard assets. Then even after 90, 350, 365 days or 1 year, if it is due, is not paid by the customer, then it is considered as doubtful. 90 days plus 1 year has to be completed to call it as doubtful. From this, we considered as 1, as after 1 year plus 90 days, we consider as day 1, and we treat it for 3 years, which is known as doubtful. Here under doubtful we classify into two: one is secured and unsecured. Under secured category we have timeline up to 1 year 25% provision, 1 year to 3 years then 40% provision, more than 3 years then 100% provision. Under non under sorry under unsecured category, 100% provision. Loss assets, 100% provision. Let's take the problem on the same provision based problems. Let's discuss. Here in this problem, from the bank, from the following information of the details of advances of bank, calculate the amount of provisions to be made in profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2026. Here standard aside, nothing is specified, then other, what is the percentage? 0.4%. Then we have substandard. Then we have substandard assets. Under substandard assets also, let's write down here, list it out here. Substandard, we have three type subtypes: secured, second one is unsecured, the third one is escrow account. Escrow account with escrow account. Here nothing is specified, therefore we considered as secured. Therefore we considered as secured. Under secured we need to provide for 15%. So here 15% is the provision we need to create. Then we have doubtful. Under doubtful we have timelines given here for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. Okay, we group this 1 year to 3 years. This is more than 3 years specified directly here. Up to 1 year, 25%. For this two, it is 1 year to 3 years. Therefore, for both, we, we provide for 40%. More than 3 years, 100%. Loss assets, 100%. For the same, we calculate here below. advances, advances, outstanding, outstanding balance, outstanding balance. Then we need to percentage. Here provision, provision amount, calculation of provisions or computation of provisions. Here standard, standard asset, assuming that this is the secured because, sorry, other, because it is not mentioned anything. So what is the balance? 10,000, here rupees in lakhs, rupees in lakhs. What is the percentage? 0.4 percentage. Then we have substandard, substandard. Here also there is no specification what it is. Under substandard assets we have three categories as discussed here. Nothing is specified there, then we consider it as secured assets. Therefore, what is the balance? 6,400 and the percentage is 15%. Then we have doubtful, doubtful. Under doubtful, under doubtful, we have two categories. One is secured and the other one is unsecured. Under secured, we have three timelines. Here, it is given for secured purpose only because timelines comes under secured purpose. Under secured. Here, what is the first category? For 1 year. For 1 year. The second category is for 2 years. Third category is for 3 years. And fourth one is more than 3 years. More than 3 years. Here, outstanding balance is 3,000, 3,200, 1,800. For 3 years, 900. For more than 3 years, 1 lakh 100. Then we have doubtful. Then we have doubtful. Sorry, loss assets. Loss assets. Loss assets balance is 3,000. Percentage is 100%. This two comes under 1 year to 3 years. Therefore, for this 40% and 40%. For more than 3 years, it is 100%. For within 1 year or 1 year, it is 25%. Calculate the same. 10,000 into 10,000 into zero point 0.4 percentage, which is 40. Here also same amount in lakhs. Then 6,400 into 15%, 960. Then 3,200 into 25%, which is 800. Then we have 1,800 into 40%, 720. 900 into 40%, which is 360. Then 100%, 1,100, 3,000. What is the total? 40 plus 960 plus 800 plus 720 plus 360 plus 1,100 plus 3,000 amounts to 6,980. This is the amount we need to create for the year ended. provision to be made in the P&L account for the year ended 31st March 2026. Provision to be created for the year ended 31st March 26 is 6,980 rupees. Now we discuss the first category. Here under income in income due but not received. For this category we treat it through provisions. Clear? Now in the next video we'll discuss income collected but not due in current year, which is advance income. We treat this through calculating rebate on bills discounted. We'll see in the next video.